just smell, I think, yeah, these are like orange groves, and you can just smell the orange leaves. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really beautiful ride this morning. It's super windy though, and I hate riding in wind. It's really, really difficult, and the crosswinds are quite aggressive today, so I hope they die down as I get further away from the coast. So I don't really fancy riding sort of 3-4 hours in this today. But I've just left Monemvasia. It was a really nice chilled weekend. It was a little bit too quiet, if I'm being honest. The season is still a little bit early, and so there's not really that many people around. And yeah, it was just kind of, it was not quite by choice, but it was nice just to chill out, catch up on some emails and do some footage, some editing in the footage to get the first vlog out. So I hope you enjoyed that. And you know, I promise I'll get better at it. I'm going to be playing with different cameras, the Session, the Hero 5 Black, which is what I've got mounted to my helmet, and my Sony a6000, which is what is my mirrorless camera, which I'll be using for sort of interviews when I meet people, and do kind of more sophisticated vlogs along the way. So I'll practice with that. As I said on the first vlog, I haven't got separate audio to video, so I'm going to have to play with separating the video footage from the audio, so that hopefully I can cut different things together and make it a bit more interesting and dynamic. So I promise that I will work on that. And I think as I head northwest now towards Pyrgos and a place called Ancient Olympia, which is the site of the very first Olympic Games apparently, so that's really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I thought it would be a good opportunity to explain to you how the charity element's going to work of this ride, because I had a couple of questions on that, and a few of my friends sort of fed back that I hadn't explained it well enough. So we're raising money for two charities, Riders for Health, which is also Two Wheels for Life, and Tourette's Action. More details can be found about those two charities from the links on my website. And what I want to do is, I want to raise money for every mile that I travel. I want to raise sort of a unit of currency, whether it be pounds, dollars, euros, dirhams, whatever it may be, wherever you're from. I'd love for you guys to enjoy the vlogs, track my progress, see how many miles I've travelled, which I can post in the description for that day, and you can also find it on the bike track link that's on my website, because that shows how far I've gone in a day. And for every view that I get, you know, I would hope that my vlogs will get a couple of thousand views at least. So I'm thinking that if I'm traveling sort of 400 or 500 miles every couple of days, it'd be really great to raise that much in pounds, like, you know, £500 from every person that viewed the video and that enjoyed it, because I think that would be a really interesting way to raise money. And sort of the further I go, it's the more motivation for me to put more miles on the clock. And then for you guys, every person that views the video and that enjoys it, I think just £1 or $1 or whatever it is, the price of a beer essentially in your country, if you can spare it, that would be really, really great to raise money for two really awesome charities who are doing some great work. So please visit their websites as well and have a look at what they're doing. They're two charities that I really believe in, and I really think can do some good with the money that I'm going to raise. So that's the charity sort of mechanism that I'm hoping to. Going this way. That's the charity mechanism that I'm hoping to promote. So I really hope you enjoy that. Today, I haven't really planned where I'm going. Well, I've planned the direction that I'm going, but I haven't got a hotel booked or a campsite booked or one in mind. I am just heading northwest and seeing how far I can go today. I've been off the bike for a couple of days and I've missed it, so I really want to get in the saddle and get some miles under my belt today, which is really interesting. Hopefully stop somewhere nice for lunch, hopefully see some nice views today, which will be really great. So I just had my first spill on the bike, which wasn't fun. I gust of wind took it over the other day, and it was really, really hard to pick up because of all the weight. You know, I'd stopped off at a petrol station just to look at directions, and you know, I was sat on the bike, and then it's been very windy, obviously, up in the sort of the mountains, and just a slight gust of wind, and it just took the bike over enough that I couldn't catch it, and it went over. And luckily there was someone there to help me, because just with the weight, I would not have been able to do it myself. And then when I got into Monemvasia, same thing happened again. Just stopped at a roundabout, gust of wind, ever such. I guess that was less wind, just more a slight camber, took it over, and it started to get me down a little bit. And then now I just had a proper spill, just proper came off of it, going around a roundabout. I mean, you know, I'd leant over a little bit, but nothing too aggressive. And I think it was one of those roads that, you know, just sort of the old roads that haven't been tarmacked for a while, and looks like it's in good condition, but it's just very shiny. And I just lost the back, went over, dragged my leg a little bit. Luckily the crash bars took most of the fall, and there was no damage, which was good. But it was, you know, it was on a roundabout, and luckily all the drivers stopped and helped me pick the bike up again. But it's just bashed my confidence a bit, really, because I thought to myself, you know, from the physics, I should be okay when the bike's moving despite this weight. I'm taking about 50 kilos of weight, which is, you know, it's a pillion passenger. It's, you know, it's a light person. I didn't think it was going to be so difficult. Obviously it is, and I really need to revisit this, because I don't think I'm going to be able to be standing up going through really difficult terrain when I get into the Middle East and when I get into Southeast Asia, when, okay, I'll have better tyres, but, you know, the tyres that I've got now are suited to the roads that I'm on now, and it's going to be really difficult, really bloody difficult. And I specifically went through everything and just took the bare minimum, and I've still got this bloody heavy bag, this heavy chain, this heavy everything, and I'm going to need to look at this sooner rather than later, because that was pretty scary. That was my first spill on my bike. You'll notice that when it went down the other day, I've had to tape that up with duct tape, because that little bit cracked. I'll fix that properly when I am somewhere for a few days. When I get to Bulgaria, I'm going to be staying in a friend's apartment, so I'm gonna tape that up properly then. And then also, I mean, maybe get a different bag. The bag that I've got it's loaded quite high, so that's not helping the weight distribution. But it's a good bag. It's a BMW Motorrad bag. It's got good padding. It's got good fixing points. It's got good everything. I looked at it and I tested it, and I was like, yeah, this is the right bag for the trip. But obviously not. I need to look at this, and if you guys have any recommendations on how to load the bike a bit better, do let me know. I know it's subjective because everyone carries things a little different, but you know, in one pannier I've got things for servicing, pumps, tools, just the bare minimum of tools that I could need. And in the other pannier I've got my camp stuff, just, you know, the jet boil and things to boil water, and just the basic fork and knife. You know, I haven't got surplus stuff, but yeah, that's a real shame, because I wasn't feeling great yesterday after I'd gone over a couple of times, and I thought, oh, just get your head down and you'll be alright. And this morning I felt a bit weird, and as I mentioned in the earlier portion, I was worried about the wind, but I thought I'd get over with that. But then just to go over on a roundabout, just on slippery surface, it's just, you know, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. I mean, there's been no damage, no injury, no damage I can see, thankfully. I'll check it out later, but I think it's okay. No injury to me, so got away unscathed. But no biker likes to go over, and especially in vlog number 2, first week of the trip. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. So I'm heading further into the centre of the Penelopes now, and I'm heading up to Pyrgos. I've picked a place on the coast, so hopefully I can find a nice beach. I still haven't been to the beach, still haven't managed to relax and have a swim. So yeah, a little bit down, but hopefully onwards and upwards, things will get better later. Oh, these crosswinds are really vicious. But let's remember while we're doing this, we've had an unfortunate morning. But look at these views, look at this lovely countryside. And let's remember why we're doing this. We're doing this to raise money, to push out good vibes, to see great places, meet wonderful people. And it's going to be difficult, and there are going to be spills, and there are going to be drops. I'll be very lucky if I get around the world with just one. So hopefully they won't be serious. I think we've got away really lucky this morning. So just need to keep motivated, onwards and upwards, and remember while we're doing it. Last night I was watching one of my favourite YouTube channels, Uncle Mullet. I'll put his link in the description below. You should check him out. Really great guy, spreading positive vibes, helping people wherever he goes. He's a motorcyclist as well, so I really hope to visit him when I get to the United States. And if he's watching, thank you for all your wonderful content. You're a top guy, and hopefully I can add to the good work that you're doing. And it's just yeah, it's just things like that that are going to keep you motivated, and hopefully we won't have any more problems today. So I've finally reached the Ancient Olympic site, and I feel better. Despite this morning's spill, which is obviously unfortunate and not ideal. No major damage to the bike, no major damage to me other than a little achy knee, so I think we came out of it okay. And now it's just a really great end to the day. I've got all this behind me, I don't know if you can see it. This is the first Olympic site, which is really great, and it's quite late in the day, so we're going to have a walk around, and we've pretty much got the place to ourselves, which is awesome. So I'll find some good spots and take some good photos for you. This place is incredible. It is so cool, it's unbelievable. Just everywhere you go, it's really compact. There's loads of, it's just amazing. It's very Clash of the Titans. I like it. Actually, I could do with Athena coming down and give me a golden GPS. That would help a lot. This looks to be an ancient version of Trivial Pursuit. There's a piece missing over there, but yeah, this is obviously where it all came from. Love it. Column, standard. So this is the ancient running track where, in all seriousness, because it's really cool, this place, 45,000 people would come and sit on these banks to watch the participants. I mean, 45,000 back in the day. You can imagine from how far and wide they must have come. Just really, really impressive. And just, I mean, the setting is just spectacular. Really, really special. This is really cool. On these bases that you can see here, these are called the bases of Zanes, and what they used to do is erect bronze statues and carve the names of athletes that had cheated onto the statues, and so that their penalty would be seen. So that's really quite cool. You can imagine these huge statues. That archway through there goes to the running track that we were just at. So you can just imagine the shame as everyone's walking past to see the names of the local athletes. That's quite cool. Oh, just having a sit down. Good end to the day. Really glad I came. Really topped off the day well after a bit of a dodgy start. So it's been really great here. Really, really lovely place. Really glad that I came. And I'm going to head back to my hostel now, find something to eat, and then bed down for the night, ready for tomorrow. Going to head probably up into the North Island now tomorrow, into central Greece, and then go up the west coast. So that'll be exciting. See you soon. So I'm leaving Ancient Olympia now to head to the coast and finally go to the beach. Yesterday was just a really strange day, obviously starting off with my spill, which put me in bad sorts, and then hearing the terrible news about Nicky Hayden, which I just couldn't process it in the restaurant. When I found out, I was just so sad. So my heart out to his family and friends, a terrible loss. And then when I read what happened in Manchester, yesterday was just an incredibly emotional day, and it started off really sad. And then I ended up staying at this place called the Leonidon Hotel in Ancient Olympia, and I just couldn't have picked a better place. The owners and the receptionist there, Damianos and Konstantina, literally two of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet. They were so welcoming, so hospitable. They were so interested and engaged in the trip. We ended up just talking like I'd known them for years. Really lovely people, and they were helping me out in any way that they could. And if they're watching, thank you so much for lifting my spirits on a day when I genuinely needed it. I was gonna go to sort of further north into sort of central Greece today, but I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't up for a big ride. We had a fairly big ride yesterday, but I wasn't really up for it today, and I still haven't had a swim. So I just found a hotel that's not too far, about sort of 90 k's northwest, I think, in a place called Arkoudi, which is where we're going. And yeah, it's just by the beach. There's a gym there, there's just like a little beachside restaurant, and that's just what I want for a couple of days. I just want to de-stress and just chill out there for a couple of days and just kind of get over this negativity. But I'm just so glad to meet those guys, because again, just the reason that we're doing this, going through the country, meeting wonderful people, positive people that have their heart in the right place, who just, you feel like you've known them their whole life. So yeah, that was great. I feel really good today.